Okay, so I've used my fair share of iPads over the last few years, and through it all, I keep coming back to the iPad Air. I think it's the sweet spot for people seeking the most complete iPad experience without draining your bank account and spending tons of money for an iPad Pro. For starters, it's the perfect in the middle size for using something casually as a tablet in your hand, and large enough to do serious work on it if you so please, with added accessories like the Magic Keyboard for typing out work and essays, or the Apple Pencil if you're into digital art or note taking. It also barely takes up any space in your bag given its smaller footprint, which is just a must for me. And the quality of the screen is excellent. It's a liquid retina display, which essentially means you're going to be getting gorgeous colors and sharpness when you're using iPad OS. I'm genuinely impressed with how beautiful content can look on it at times, even still in 2023. It is only a 60Hz panel, so for some of you that would be a deal breaker. In another world, that would actually be a deal breaker for me too. I'm very used to the smoothness and fluidity of 120 hertz because of the ProMotion displays that I've been spoiled by on my 14-inch MacBook Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro. However, one of the biggest strengths of the iPad Air is the price. It's $300 cheaper than the iPad Pro 11-inch, which would have the faster display panel that I'm talking about. And as much as I love myself some 120 hertz, like, don't get me wrong, if I had all the money in the world, I would have an iPad Pro right now, but it's a hard sell. And it's part of the reason why I still haven't came around to ever buying a Pro iPad is because of the price difference between the Air and the Pro. I just can't really justify it because outside of the ProMotion display, there really isn't much difference between the Air and the Pro when it comes down to the general iPad experience. And the biggest reason for that is that the iPad Air comes equipped with the M1 chip, which separates itself from the basic iPad and the iPad mini, as having an M1 or an M chip iPad really unlocks a whole world of things that you can do with your iPad that you couldn't do with the even cheaper ones. You're able to create really cool and elaborate desk setups and use it more like a traditional computer, which I actually discussed in my iPad desk setup videos that I will link down below and above for anybody of you guys that do want to check that out. And if you are considering making a desk setup for your iPad like I did, I highly recommend checking out the Infinity Pro magnetic iPad stand from Banks, who were kind enough actually to partner with me on this portion of the video. I can simply attach my iPad Air to the stand without a case magnetically, and I'm able to get a full 360-degree rotation, plus the ability to tilt and rotate the iPad to get the best viewing experience possible. It even has a nice mechanical sound as you sort of rotate it. It's really quite satisfying to hear. It's made entirely of aluminum as well, so the product does look very premium, and it has a nice style that actually would work with any desk setup like the one that you're seeing right now. It also folds really nicely and compact for when you want to take this with you on the go, which is really nice. And they also sent over their white headphone stand for my AirPods Max that I keep on my desk at all times as well. And it actually is molded to a one-to-one curve that fits my headphones perfectly. This headphone stand has been an awesome addition to my desk setup for 2023. If you guys are interested in their accessories, click my links in the description down below to purchase them today. Thanks, Banks, for partnering with me on this portion of the video. Okay, so now I want to talk about some of my favorite ways that I use my iPad Air today. For starters, I have the cellular 5G model, and I highly recommend you consider shelling out that extra cash and the monthly cost as well to have this feature on your iPad. As it stands currently, for one reason or another, traditional laptops and MacBooks and just computers in general still don't come with any kind of cellular data and antennas built into the device. I have no idea why. I really wish that was a thing, but until now, all we're left with are iPads and tablets. And when you can combine a 5G iPad Air with a Magic Keyboard, you now have pretty much the closest thing to a MacBook computer in your backpack that is always connected to the internet. You can finally say goodbye to slow, unsafe public Wi-Fi, and do not tell me in the comment section to just hotspot from my phone. Lay down those pitchforks just for a moment. Let me explain. It is slower, it kills your phone battery faster, And I'd actually implore you to try cellular iPad for yourself for a few weeks before you dismiss this whole thing and just recommend people to use Hotspot. It's one of those things that I guarantee you cannot come back from once you're introduced to the level of internet convenience on a laptop-like machine like an iPad Air with a Magic Keyboard. I also love using it as my second mini display on my computer desk. I usually toss up a website that I'm researching off of on there or videos that I'm watching. It's also just an incredible entertainment device. Just throwing up YouTube videos, Netflix, pretty much whatever I want to watch on the go, especially on airplanes actually, where the cabin seats are quite small. This iPad is a really good size for long travel trips. One more thing that I did want to talk about though is that I don't use my iPad for really serious work. I don't do any type of video edits on there. I rarely edit photos on there. And I don't say this to discredit the iPad. You can do these things on iPad Air and make incredible pieces of art on a device like this. I say this to just sort of be truthful because people ask me all the time if an iPad can replace my computer. I definitely think it can for a boatload of you guys watching this video. You could totally replace your computer with an iPad, especially if you get the 5G version. If your workflow is compatible with the feature set and constraints of iPad, I would say consider yourself lucky. Like, you actually are able to have a really fun computer experience in your hands that isn't available to everybody out there. But for me, it can't. And honestly, that's okay. I'm happy with an iPad being really good at just being an iPad. And if I had to recommend one, I think the iPad Air is the best, most complete iPad you can buy without hurting your wallet. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to drop a like down below, comment hashtag I made it. If you finish this video, you'll get a heart from me and you'll be goated for watching my video to the very end. And you can also check out my latest video right here. And I'll talk to all of you guys in the next one. Peace.